Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I pray that everyone is having a beautiful, blessed Saturday in the mighty name of Jesus. If you have not said it already, let's say it together. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. It's a blessing to be alive, y'all. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And I just had something happen, which it happens pretty often. The lady we live with, her, for some reason, and I think I know what it is. It's the batteries in the garage door opener. But some days, like when my son, when he taking me working, through the week, it works fine then. But for some reason, for me, it won't work, and I don't know what's going on with that. But like normally, it eventually, it'll go down because I'm trying to get it to go down. So I always want to make sure her garage is secure. But today it didn't go down. I kept pushing it, and my son was like, "Mom, you're supposed to hold it and press hold it and it'll go down." And I think it's the battery. So what I get out of that, what the Lord is reminding me and telling me, keep trying, keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing that button, keep doing whatever you need to do, because he gonna come through for us, but we gotta believe it. We gotta believe it in order to receive it. And just keep going, keep pushing your way through. That's the word. I believe he wants me and you to know. Just keep pushing your way through. And eventually you're gonna get to your breakthrough. But you gotta keep going. You can't stop. And again, I didn't let it frustrate me. I was just like, oh, why would it go down? I kept pushing it. But like I said, I think it's just low on battery. But I went back in the house through the garage. I let the garage door down. I went back through the house, and I, just went out through the other door. Did it that way. So, where there's a will, there's a way, y'all. And, I don't have time for obstacles today. And if they do come my way, I'm jumping over them. I don't have time for that. So anyway, I pray everybody had a blessed, beautiful last week. God answered my prayer. I prayed last Sunday. I said, Lord, just give me the strength to climb the mountain. Don't move it. Just give me the strength to climb it. And I didn't say it in those exact words, but I was basically asking the Lord to help me get through the entire week and not, be downcast and downtrodden and complaining. And he did just that, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see me. He did just that. He did. And I'm just so grateful. I was telling a coworker last week that he's so faithful when we're faithless. And I literally, I asked him, and he gave it to me. He did. He gave it to me. And he's letting me know, and every day and every way, everything's going to be okay. But I got to keep trusting him. He's going to bring me and my children out of the situation that we in. And we're not even really in a bad situation. We're just in a situation we've never been in before. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, So, but yeah, and the reason I prayed that, I prayed that prayer to Jesus. I was like, because the Lord had placed in my spirit that you can't be a blessing to people around you if you're all, down. Now I don't want to use the word depressed, but if you're all down and out and can't see your way clear, even though I'm telling you what to do and I'm guiding you every step of the way, I always have, always will, but you can't, you can't help nobody else if you can't even see your way. And so, and he basically said, let me guide you through whatever you got to go through so you can be a blessing to somebody else. And I believe, with all my heart, that's what I was last week. If I never was, in all the other days I worked at that job, I feel like I was last week. I really feel like that, because I was just able to, and it's amazing, y'all, when we take our eyes off our situation and quit being so fixated on what we got to go through and be happy and be joyful. Pay attention. The people around you, the people that you deal with every day, the people that you encounter every day on a daily basis, it seems like they different, but it seems like, and I'm just talking about myself, but even with the people, just say the people, that I normally encounter, you know, on my job or whatever, and they're always so happy and joyful, and they bless me every day. Somebody always saying something to me, or, you know, tapping me on the shoulder, or just it could be something silly, but it could be really encouraging, and it's exactly what I needed. So anyway, I forgot what I was saying, y'all. But yeah, so last week I noticed I had someone say, how, you know, they always ask me, how are you doing? Because they know, you know, they know my history, they know my everything that happened and everything. I said, oh, I'm doing good, you know. But then there were weeks before last week I would say that, and I wasn't doing good. I was struggling, y'all. I was struggling and straining. But last week I really meant it. Really, you know, I really did. I was doing good. And so, you know, and it's okay, I believe, not to feel okay sometimes. You know, we're not perfect. God knows that. You know, he didn't create us to be perfect, but he's perfect. So when we love him and we celebrate him and praise him and glorify him, he's gonna take care of us in any and every situation. But I just thank God for, and I thanked him last night. I said, Lord, thank you for answering my prayer. You know, I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for, you know, Lord, get me out of this situation. I said, Lord, just let me be a blessing to somebody. Let me be a blessing to everybody that you allow me to encounter, because it ain't about me. It's all about him. It ain't about us. It's all about him. And, you know, we got to get our mind off of, this is for somebody, the word for somebody. We got to get our mind off of being so fixated on what we're going through, and ask the Lord to even in that hard place, even in that situation, ask him to bless us, to bless somebody else, so we can be a blessing to somebody else. Because, you know, it ain't, like I said, it's not even about us. It's about Jesus, and he reigns in every situation. You know, take your eyes off of, you know, what you going through. Quit saying, oh me, oh my, I don't know why I'm going through this, and oh, I don't know how this is going to work out. It's going to work out fine. You know, it always has, it always will. You know, sometimes we just got to go through things to get to what God has for us. But, you know, I paid attention. Come on, car. I paid attention to that last week, and I was like, wow, God is so wonderful. He's magnificent. Because while I was not so focused on what I was going through, I was able to pay more attention to other people. And again, you know, I'm going to reiterate, God will use you in a mighty way on your job, in your church, wherever. You know, just don't get the big head thinking it's all you, because it's all him. It's always him. But, you know, a lot of times we get you know, people come to us and say different things, and we say, oh yeah, you know, and you kind of get the big head. And I always say, glory to God. It's all glory to him. It ain't about me. No, don't come, you know, don't allow people to come to you praising you. Make sure they praising him. You know, say God is using me. You know, always give him the glory, honor, and praise, because he deserves it. It's all we got to reference him in every situation. But anyway, so yeah, I was able to notice that seriously last week, and I was like, wow, you know. And my eyes were open, and I even I confessed to one of my coworkers. I was telling her, I said, I noticed something about you, and I wanted her to know that. I wasn't trying to make her, you know, feel uncomfortable or anything, because I don't know her faith walk or anything, and that's none of my business. But I pray for all of my coworkers. But and I pray if she don't have a relationship with Jesus, I pray she will before it's everlasting too late. But I mentioned to her, I told her, I said, you know, I noticed something about you. This is what I told her. I said, I noticed something about you. You never complain. And she said, oh, I complain. I said, no, I haven't heard you complain. I said, I haven't heard you complain. I said, what I mean when I say complain, I'm referring to, I don't hear you just say, oh, because every time, you know, somebody asks her how she always got a smile on her face. She always cheerful, you know, joyful, and you know, she's human. I'm not putting her up there with God or anything, but what I'm saying is I just noticed I don't ever hear her complain about, like, oh yeah, I've been through this. I never hear her do that, you know. And I told her, I said, I pay attention. I've been paying attention to you. And I think it sort of took her off guard, you know. And some people, you know, if they, depending upon their walk with Jesus or whatever, you know, you kind of take them, they take them back when you complimenting them, or you kind of, you know, encouraging them or letting them know something about themselves, because, you know, it's something that you're noticing about them that's natural for them. You know, it's just natural for them. But anyway, she sort of smiled, but I was like, I think it sort of made her feel like, why are you saying that to me? But I wanted her to know that, because we got to let people know how they, and I told her, I said, it's encouraging to me to, you know, what I've gone through and like I said, she quickly said, she said, oh, I complain. I said, no, I'm not talking about just saying regular stuff every day. What was, you know, pretty evident. I'm talking about, you know, because I find myself doing it like, you know, I'll be telling somebody my testimony, but then it sort of goes into complaining. Sort of, kind of, you know. I'll be telling them, you know, yeah, you know, the Lord brought me through this and this, that, and the other. And then it'll go into, yeah, I'm trying my best. You know, I don't understand why I'm having to go. You know, it'll go through that. And it'll swerve into that. And that's the enemy. It'll swerve into sort of complaining. And that's what I was, you know, informing her of. I've never heard her do that. And like I said, it's a lot of people, they're going through so much. And I've shared this before. They chalk it up as, well, you know, this my life, you know, it's just my time to struggle. No, that's not true. You know, we all got to go through stuff. We all got mountains we got to climb, but that's not the correct answer to that. You know, the correct answer is we're going to have trials and tribulations in this life, you know. And if you know Jesus, the more and more you get closer to him, the more and more you know about him, you get to know him personally in your life, you are going to go through stuff. You're going to go through some uncomfortable stuff. You're going to go through death. You're going to go through losses, loss of job, loss of family members, you know, straying away from you, ridiculing you, mocking you, being mean to you, being ugly. You know, you're going to go through some stuff. You know, you are. That's just part of it. You're not exempt. But again, I thank him, because I noticed what he did last week, and I said, Jesus, you are awesome. You're so awesome, you know. And you know, when God has answered our prayers, and you know, even me, I don't have a car currently. I don't have a house currently, but of my own, on both of those. But God has allowed me access to both of those things. So he's given me access to what I don't even have yet. You know, I got access to it. You know, my son, I'm using his car right now. You know, God allowed him to come back to Colorado from Tennessee. And, you know, as I stated before, you know, he wasn't really super happy there. Probably they should have never went back there, but again, that's another video. But they went back, you know, due to the situation that we were in back in August. But I was telling him, we were talking about that, me and him, last night, because he's sort of when I don't talk to Jesus, me and him talk, and I can only talk to him so much, because, you know, he's young, and I love all my children, but they'll listen. It's like God allowed them to listen to me so much, and he's like, okay, you got to take that to me. You got to bring that back to me. Because they, you know, some stuff children don't understand, you know, I don't care how old they are. Some stuff they're like, okay, what mama talking about? So I'll talk to him. You know, I can talk to him so far, and you know, then the guy to reel me back in and say, you know, okay now, you're overloading them now. And because I could tell when I've overloaded them, because they'll kind of go silent. And it was like, and I'm like, are they listening? No, they tune me out. Because, you know, but some stuff you just got to take to the Lord in prayer. You know, you just do. But I like to, me and him will talk, and we'll talk, you know, talk about stuff. And we were talking about it, I think it was last night or the night before. And he said, Mama, he said, we didn't really accomplish nothing by going back to Tennessee. And I said, no, you didn't. I said, you didn't. And we didn't. And I said, that was not a really good decision your mama made. And I said, we just got to do better. We got to do better. And I said, a lot of times things that look seemingly appear like it's a good decision. And, oh, yeah, you should do this, you should do that. And when in essence, it's not. It's a bad, super bad decision. And God is saying, no, 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 no. And you're saying, well, I didn't get any warnings. Yes, you did. You got a bunch of them. You just didn't pay attention to them. So, again, we just got to be mindful. We just got to be mindful, y'all. We really do. And, but I just, like I said, I'm just so happy. God just, he answered my prayer. And I'm learning with him as well that when we quit, you don't have to go to God. You don't have to go begging to him and, Lord, please give me a car. Please give me some more money. Allow me to get more hours on my job. Whatever the case may be. I don't know your situation, but you don't have to go to him. He already know what you need. He already know what you need. And it's the reason that he has not answered that prayer. It's a reason. He knows what you need. He knows when you need it. And he knows how urgently you need it. So you don't have to go to him big and oh Lord, please. No, he see everything, and he know everything. He know all about what you're going through. They walking across the thing. He know all about what you're going through. So we got to, once we realize that and grasp our mind around that, God is omnipotent. It's nothing that he don't know. There's nothing that he can't do. Quit, begging him for something that he already know that you need. You don't have to beg him. You don't have to beg him. He know. He gonna give it to you. But he gonna give it to you in his timing. We want stuff when we want it. And like I said, try that. Try it this week. Try it today. Any day. Just try it. And when you take your eyes off of what you're going through and just pay attention to what these people going fast, driving fast today. I'm driving slow. Pay attention to what how people acting around you. When you say, well, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna give this to you. I'm gonna give it all to you, and I'm gonna focus on helping somebody else today at work, or I'm gonna focus on helping somebody else today. Quit complaining. Quit telling people the same stuff over and over and over. You already done told them what you got going on, and there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can do about it. But God Almighty, he can do above and beyond all that we can ask or think or imagine. So, I was telling, we were at, last Sunday at church, and we always pray after the main gathering. And the lady, she said, yeah, I was basically telling them, giving them the testimony of somebody else I work with, how God blessed her with a vehicle. And then the lady said, yeah, you going, I forget how she said it, but she's basically saying, yeah, you got to take that to God. So basically that was God speaking, because I said, I know God gonna bless me, but she was basically confirming that, well, I already knew it, I know it, but she was confirming, like, yeah, you got to go to God, and he'll take care of it, which I already know that, he is gonna take care of it. But again, take your eyes off of your situation. Just take it off and watch how God will bless you. Watch how he'll super bless you beyond all you could ever. You can't even imagine what he's gonna do. You can't even imagine. I'm trying to make sure I'm on the right street. Trying to make sure I'm going the right way. These streets here, I've traveled some of these streets so many times, and I still get a little confused on which way to go, this, that, and the other, and I end up passing stuff, and that irks me when I got the navigator and I still can't follow the directions. I gotta get some gas too. But So yeah, it's a blessing, y'all. It is. You know, I consider myself blessed. The lady I live with, I've already I told my children, I said, I feel like we're gonna get a Christmas miracle. I feel like that. That's all. I just want God to bless us out of the situation that we're in. I don't want don't give me no presents, no. I don't want no material. I just want Him to bless us where we can have our own place and have I can have my own vehicle and just, you know, be back to where we were, where He had us, you know. And we, you know, I feel like I just didn't make the right decisions. That's why it wasn't God, you know. It's nothing that He took away from me. It's just, you know, I wasn't being responsible, you know, and I should have fought harder than what I did. It's telling me to turn around, so I must have missed my turn. I don't know how I got turned around here, y'all. And these cars seem like when you're trying to get over, they just go super slow. Who's being real? They go so slow when you're trying to get over. I'm gonna turn up here and see can I get back on track. I'm supposed to be at this appointment at 10:30 and I'm running late. Track. I'll be back, y'all. Let me find my way to this place. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I got turned around. Now I'm on the main strip where I need to be, but I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'll just be a few minutes late. I don't think they super busy anyway today. But anyway, forgot what I was talking about. It's a big bus. These buses just stopped. Forgot what I was talking about, but yeah, just pay attention to just try that, you know, try it. It works. It really does. Because like I said, all last week, and I'm gonna be transparent. I think it was Thursday and Friday actually, where the enemy was trying to come in and say, you know, who you think you are, you ain't laid it all down, or you ain't who you think you are. I know who I am in Christ, and I'm mighty in Christ. That's who I am. But you know, the enemy will try to come at you, and you know, yeah, you still ain't nothing changed. Yeah, your eyes ain't focused on your situation, but nothing's changed. You know, he'll try to. And for a few moments, Thursday when I got to work and Friday, he came at me, the enemy, and I rebuked him, and he went on away from me. So resist the devil, and he will flee from you, and that's so true. He will, y'all. So yeah, but yeah, it was a beautiful, blessed week. Every week is blessed. Every week. But it was really blessed last week because, like I said, I'm gonna try to remember to pray to do that every week, every work week. Because, like I said, you know, you can kind of get lost in, you know, other people talking about, and they, you know, most of them, they got a car, they got a house, but they going through other stuff. You know, they're going through other stuff. So it's still the same. You know, it ain't really different because everybody got something they going through. You know. So anyway, I just wanted to share that's for somebody, because we got to get out of our feelings and get into the Word. You know, God don't want us to be downtrodden and you know, discouraged and stuff. We got Him. We supposed to be encouraged each and every day, because we serve a faithful God. You know, quit being downtrodden, because somebody's watching you. That's another thing. Somebody's watching you. And most of them on my job, they know my situation. They know I ain't got no car. They know I have to Uber. Because actually, it's fun for me to tell people what's going on. Because I'm like, you know, hey, you know somebody that can help me, or you know a car place I go. You know, I'm always looking for somebody to encourage me and help me. But you know, some people, they don't want to tell people their situation because they're embarrassed or because of what happened to them. You know, they like, yeah, I don't want nobody. Who cares? You know, who cares if they know what you're going through? Who cares? You know, that could help somebody else, you know? So I'll look at it that way. Quit trying to worry about trying to save face and, you know, I don't want them to know what I'm going through, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to who? Because most people don't even care. Most people don't even care what you're going through. But again, I think it's very brave, and it's very very I'm trying to look for the word to say. It's very big of you to share what you're going through. You know, because you don't have to if you don't want to. But what I'm saying is, it could be a blessing to somebody, because they're watching you. They know what you're going through, and they say, well, and then they may find themselves in that, and they say, well, you know, she went through that and she made it out okay, so I can do the same. You know, they can be encouraged through that. So I always don't discount whatever God has us going through. Don't discount, you know, because He can work a miracle out of your situation, just so one, He can get the honor, glory, and praise. But the other reason, so you can be, He can show somebody else how mighty He is in all of our lives. So I'll be back, y'all. I gotta go in here for my appointment. I'll be back. Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I went to my appointment I had, and even though I was running late, they still were able to see me. So anyway, I got that over with. I gotta go back on Monday. But so yeah, it's a really pretty day here. It's 50 degrees here. That's what it says. It's just really, it's always busy here though. It's just so busy, and like people here, they get out and about. Like they don't sit in the house and lay around. They get out. So yeah, I really don't have much to do today. I don't really need to go to the Dollar Tree and all that like I normally do. I'm trying to get back to the house so I can wash clothes. That's always a task. But I don't have as many to wash because my daughter, she washed a lot of them on yesterday, so I don't have as many to wash. But yeah, just like I said, I'm just praying that the Lord answer our prayer where we can, like I said, get into our own place of living. This living with somebody else is I like it. It's, to an extent, I like it, but then, it's just, you want your own stuff, you want your own place. If I can just be transparent here, you want your own stuff, you want your own place, and, you want to be able to do what you want to do, and, we got free reign of the house, we get to, go do whatever, watch it, if I want to go cook, I can cook, it's not like, okay, you got to stay upstairs, and you can't do this, no, it's not like that at all, but it's just, like I said, I was telling the lady I work with, I said, I'm so used to having my own stuff, and having my own place, and it feels good. You go out, go somewhere, go back in, you leave dishes can pile up to the ceiling if you want to, which they don't, but I'm saying, I'm just giving an example. You basically could do what you want to do. Nobody's there to say either way. And then also when you're living with somebody, they got stuff that they do that you may not necessarily care for. So it's just how it is. But there's a line, where you just say, okay, you have a line. You say, well, I need a place to live, and they need help, in maintaining their place. So it's like, okay, and you go on like that. But again, I just I think I missed mine. Should have went the other way. It looks like, because why this thing does that to me. It does it to me every time. So take a right turn or something. Let's see. I think think I'm gonna go back the way I was going, and then I'm gonna try it again. I think I missed my turn. But yeah, it's just, to be honest, that's just how it is. And that's what I think, that's though that's with anybody, because even when I stayed with my parents, and I was good and grown, and I said, okay, I'm gonna stay with them. And even though you're paying somebody money or whatever, but go ahead and go, to stay there. But it's just the living habits. Everybody got, you may, you're staying with somebody and they maybe don't like, I don't know, they don't like washing dishes every day, and you're accustomed to doing that, or they may don't do so. It's just different stuff. I can't really think of nothing, but it's just different stuff, that habits that we all have, and everybody does stuff differently. And if it's your place to live and it's your house, you do what you want to do. But again, at the end of the day, you say, well, I need help with this, I need help with that. And that's the reason that we're living with her, is because she goes to my church, the church we attend, but she needed help. I don't know why it's telling me to go that way. That's the wrong way. I'm gonna try to go this other way, y'all. She needed help financially. That's why we ended up with her. But I don't know, sometimes I feel like when God gets, like, what seems to be an answer, I think I should just really, really pray about it and seek his face, even because sometimes it could be just another day, or he's gonna reveal something to you, or just a few more hours. But you get so excited, or I do, and you're like, okay, that's the answer, and you just jump, and then after you've leaped and you jump, okay, you in that situation. So and I try my best to, I know I got a relationship with Jesus, and I know I feel like I know his voice. I know his, when he answers my prayer, he answers. I know when I say, okay, Lord, you answered that. Okay, what else you want me to do? I feel like I'm close to him, where I know I know when he's telling me to do something. But then, like I've said so many times before, a lot of times the Lord he's answered your prayer. He's did everything he's supposed to do for you. But then the enemy will slide in, and the enemy will convince that person, or start using that person, and that person, whereas that person started out, everything was fine, and then now, that person could be, they're upset about little stuff or whatever, and that's what's going on now. And I feel like, before everything was fine, and I don't mind sharing this because it's the truth, but I feel like everything was fine. But then when my children, my youngest son and my oldest daughter came back, I feel like that's when it went a little south, because she liked it just being me and her, even though we all came together, back in August. But she knew things were going to change. Well, she didn't know. I'm sorry. No, let me go back. She didn't know things were going to change, because she knew my daughter was going to college, so she knew in the next month she was going to be leaving. But then that still was going to leave 2 children. So she knew that, but she didn't know. None of us knew about, they were going to be gone a whole month. And then I remember she was really happy about them leaving, all 3 of them leaving, because at first the daughters went, and then my son, he left. He was going to stay, and then that changed, and so everybody left. Everybody was gone for a month except for me, her. It was just me, her, and our dogs. And so then when they came back, the 2 came back, because my daughter, she's in college. two came back, and then, you know, it was like, wait a minute, you know, what's going on? You know, I thought, I didn't know they was going to come back. And so, you know, and everything's still going on. I'm still paying to stay there and everything like that. But, you know, and I can only, you know, just speak for myself. And I feel like I need to really sit down and talk with her, because just have a woman-to-woman talk. But, you know, some people, you talk to them and you're trying to be transparent and you're trying to really find out where their heart is at. And then they go into this, you know, thing about, well, you know, I'm going to do what God told, you know, that's fine. I want you to do what God's telling you to do, but it help us. But at the same time, you know, I tell people all the time, make sure God is telling you to do that. You know, if God has told you to do something else, you need to be doing it. You know, and you shouldn't be, because you're hindering the other person from not doing what they need to do. You know, I still say that. And yeah, it's going to cause some disruption or whatever, but you still got to obey. You still got to obey and do what Jesus is telling you to do. Because one thing, you know, it affects the other. But, so yeah, I just, you know, I don't like, I've said this a few times on this channel, you know, I don't like when I'm feeling uncomfortable in a situation. You know, at first it was peace there, and, you know, it wasn't really always just great, because, you know, I told her, I said, you know, I just feel some type of way staying with another woman, and you know, I should have my own place, or I should have my own stuff. And she said, yeah, you know, this is your house too, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, you know, but my name ain't on the mortgage, so it ain't my house. And so, you know, it was just going back and forth, joking. But she was just basically telling me, you know, for temporarily, what she has is what, let's see what this card doing. I ain't supposed to do it, but I'm gonna do it. She was basically telling me what she had, you know, what she has is mine. We can share, which is fine. But like I said, you know, I grew up, I was raised in that era where, not, like I said, it ain't even being prideful, it's just being honest. You know, I want my own stuff. You know, I want to be able to do what I would like to do. And I know, you know, like I said, we all got habits, we all got stuff that we do, and somebody else may not necessarily agree with it, and you don't have to agree with it. You know, and that doesn't make it right, it don't make it wrong. But like I said, I like to be upfront and honest with somebody. You know, I don't, like I had told her when we first moved in, I said, you know, let me know, you know, whatever it is, if God is placing something on your heart to do, whatever it is, let me know. I said, because, you know, we don't need surprises. You know, I don't need you to tell me 2 weeks from now, or a month from now, or 3 months, or whatever the case may be, you know, look, this ain't working out for me, you know, y'all gotta go. You know, I don't need you to do that. We don't need that type of surprise in our life. That's not a good surprise, you know. So again, everybody, you know, like I said, everybody's different. You find out how people really are when you live with them. You know, you see people at church, hey, you know, how you doing, this, that, and the other. And but you don't live with them. You don't live with them. And a lot of their family who live with them don't want to live with them. You know, I'm just gonna be honest. You know, they like, you know, they wish they could get out of that situation, but they don't really have a choice, because most of them are children, most of them are a spouse or whatever. I don't know, whatever the case may be. But again, it's really good to just seek the Lord's face in every situation. Make sure that, you know, He's telling you to do stuff or not telling you to do something. Because, you know, I'm at the point now in my life that I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna enjoy. I'm not gonna, you know, ain't nobody, and you know, I like for people to know that I'm not gonna let your, you know, whatever you got going on, and you mad about something, that's not gonna affect me. You know, I'm gonna live. I've been through too much. to be miserable and you know, to be ugly with anybody. You know, I live a happy life, and God don't set me free from that. People seem like everywhere you trying to turn out of, they turning into. But I'm trying to live a happy and joyful life in Jesus. You know, I just don't have time for that. You know, that back and forth stuff, and you know, are they mad? Are they upset? Or is she upset? I just don't have time for that, and that's why, you know, generally when I get off work, I've Ubered home. And I'm getting where I don't really care to do that anymore. I don't really like doing that as much as I did, because, you know, you're getting in these strange people's cars, and some of the cars are dirty. I'm not complaining, but I'm telling the truth. Some of the cars are filthy and got different weird smells in them, and, you know, you're opening yourself up to different spirits, and it's just a lot of stuff, you know. And I just been praying to God. I said, Lord, you know. And like I said, oh, they must be doing construction over here. Yeah, they're doing construction, I guess. Okay. So yeah, trying to go somewhere, but it's like they're not open. Let me park so I can redo my navigation. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying, y'all. But hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I had to redo my. I was trying to find a place here, and I couldn't find it, and I was like, where is it at? And then when I found it, get off over here, because these people shopping, and they driving reckless, and just doing all kind of stuff, trying to get back into the main, this area that I'm in now. I don't normally, this ain't the area I normally frequent on Saturday. I'm out here because of the appointment I had, but I'm trying to get back on the side of town we live on. It's too busy and too much going on out here. This is a shopping district that I'm in, so that's why it's so, people are just driving. They're not even looking, they just driving because they're trying to spend money and just shopping. But anyway, so yeah, I just like to be upfront with people and tell the truth. You know, I've expressed that to her, and I'm like, you know, the truth will set us free. You know, quit hiding stuff and not being upfront with people. And, you know, if something's wrong, or if you don't like something, you know, let the person know. Tell somebody, you know, say, look, I don't like you doing this, or you know. But I feel like when people are not upfront with you, and they don't, I feel like, you know, they hide and stuff, you know, that go for anybody, family, friends, co-workers, whatever, you know. And I'm in that transparent season myself. You know, if you got a problem with anybody attached to me, then you got an issue with me. And so in that case, we need to be looking for us somewhere else to go, because, you know, life is too short. You know, I'm not gonna be somewhere where, you know, and like I said, all that is, a lot of times, that's the enemy using people. People can get up, like I said, people get upset with you because they look and see why you got and I don't have, you know, why you got that, I don't have that. And you know, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm better than blessed. No, I don't have a car right now. No, I don't have a house, but God's still blessing me. I got a good job. I just been shown favor and favor and favor on my job, and I know His hand is on my life. And like I said, I have my days where I'm like, Lord, deliver me. But then He said, before I can deliver you, you gotta learn some things. You gotta learn some lessons. You gotta learn, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But You know, a lot of times we want out of situations, but God said, no, I'm not gonna get you out of that situation until I'm working on something for you. You know, I'm doing something here. I'll turn to some. Yeah, oh no, that's right. Okay. And he said, I'm working on something for you. So, you know, it's just, like I said, life is a lesson. We gotta continue to look to the Lord. That's where all of our help come from. And, you know, a lot of times I think about it, I said, well, you know, I sort of missed how things used to be, you know, which I didn't have a relationship with Jesus, but I knew what was going on. And here I don't. You know, I don't know nothing. I just know whatever God is doing, whatever he shows me next. You know, next week it could be something totally different than what it was last week. You know, we are in our living situation or whatever. But like I said, I'm not compromising for nobody. I'm not, you know, pity patting around nobody. I like telling the truth, and I like, you know, being honest and upfront with people, and I like for them to be that way with me. You know, if you got an issue with me, tell me I'm doing something that you don't like. You know, tell me if you know, let me know what's going on. You know, don't go behind my back and saying stuff, because, you know, that's a minus for everybody. You know, I don't know what's going on. You know, but I'm not even made aware of what you know, don't like, or, you know, that could be on a job, that could be anywhere. You know, be up front. It doesn't cost anything to tell people what's going on with you. Say, you know, look, I don't like the way you're doing that. I don't like the way you do that. Or, you know, could you not do that? Okay. You know, I respect that. And I appreciate you for letting me know that, so I can correct it, so I can do better. You know, that's how God wants us to help one another, instead of being silent about stuff, not saying anything, and it just festers. You know, it get worse and worse and worse because nobody's talking about it. And then, you know, I got this thing now, the season I'm in, I'm approaching you. I'm gonna approach you, and I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna let you know I know. You gonna know that I know. I'm gonna be nice about it. But like I said, I don't have time. You know, I'm 51 years old now. I don't have time for games. I just can't do it. I can't do it in this chapter of my life. And if you got an issue with me or my children or whatever, tell me. You know, so we can see can we figure this thing out. But if you don't say anything, you know, if you're quiet and, oh yeah, everything's fine, how it's gonna ever get resolved? How I'm gonna ever know if you don't tell me? You know, I never knew anything was even wrong. So again, I feel like the enemy will step in and use people. You know, something that started out really nice, you know, everything was going good, smooth, and then poof, you know. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna roll it back for you all, just kind of let you know, because I feel like somebody needs to hear this. So when the Lord blessed us to move in with her, we moved in with her. That was back in August, and so she, you know, we had sat down. She picked me up from work. Told her I didn't have a car. It's not like but she wasn't working then. And so, I said, wow, what a blessing. She gonna pick me up from work? And she said, what time you get off? You know, she was just so happy and excited. And I feel like God was so in that, you know, because it started out, you know, just joyful and helping and just a blessing. And so she picked me up from work, and then I told her, I said, well, I got two more children. I mean, I got my children coming with me because we all in a hotel, and a dog. And so she said, oh, okay. She said, yeah, that's fine. I got a dog here. And she said, that's okay. But then she would later tell me that she didn't feel like she was completely informed about my situation. She thought it was just gonna be me. But anyway, I'll go back to that. But so yeah, she says, I'm gonna I'll pick you up from work, because my son he wasn't able to pick me up. He had to work himself. But I can't remember. I think he was off that day. I can't remember. But they were taking the stuff that we had in the hotel over to they were taking it over to her house while I was at work. So I was just so happy. I said, thank you, Jesus. We got a place to live. When I get off work, I can go. I don't have to go to the hotel. I can go to the house. And so I was just so excited. And so she took me back from, I'm trying to remember, y'all, from when we met at the I don't know where I'm going. This thing won't light up and let me know when I'm on my videos if I'm going the right way or not. But anyway, she okay, yeah, I'm going the right way. She picked me up from work, and she said, but the pickup from work was to take me back to her house, so she could, we could discuss, the living arrangements, blah, blah, blah. So we talked for like almost 2 hours that night. I was so happy, y'all. I was so happy. I was so happy that day. I said, thank you, Lord. Thank you. We're back in the house, and we can eat and shower, and we could do all that before, but we could cook or whatever we need to do, and we're in a house. So instead of a hotel. So she picked me up from work, and like I said, we stayed at her house and talked for two hours or so. And that night we didn't move in with her, but the next day we would. And so I think the next day was Tuesday or Wednesday. It's one of them, first of the week. And so, like I said, while I was at work that next day after meeting with her, my son, I told them, I said, you get the girls and y'all get all the stuff out of the hotel room and get everything to her house. So they did it. So when I got off work, she picked me up from work. I mean, like I said, it was just so, I was so happy, because I said, we back. We felt like everything wasn't totally back on track, but it was getting back there. And so she, that night, like I said, we was just happy. And then here comes the enemy. So right before we moved into and I think I've shared this, but I'm going more in depth this time because I wanted to just talk about this, how people switch up on you sometimes. Even got, people that say they of the Lord. But again, so we moved in with her in August. I'm trying to think, y'all. That's why I'm pausing. We moved in with her in August. It was like mid-August, I think. And then towards the end of August is when the girls left. They left like right before the end of August. Because I remember my daughter not being, she was in college on her birthday. But yeah, so yeah, it was toward the end of August when they left. And then my son left like a few days later. They left on Tuesday. They left the same week. The girls left Tuesday. He left on Friday morning. And so that same week. And so, everything after they left, seemed like she was just so happy and like, okay, and just, it seemed like everything was she's just happy, she's just happy. And she was still taking me to work. Like I said, she didn't start working until after they left. I think maybe, I want to say a week or two after they left, that's when she started working. And so that sort of changed things. And because she had came to me and she said, I feel like God is leading me back to work. And I said, okay, yeah. And so she started back working. So she still was picking me up from work. on most days. We would ride in together to work, and then mostly she was picking me up from work. But then it was getting to where she wasn't able to. She was coming to me, you know, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick you up from work because, you know, I'm gonna get off so late, and then that traffic is gonna be so bad, this, that, and the other. So she's sort of making excuses because she didn't want to come. It was sort of gonna be out of her way to come pick me up from work, and then it was gonna cost her a lot of time, you know, trying to get to me. So I said, okay, yeah, I get it. So I will Uber, but I wasn't having to Uber probably, but maybe 1 or 2 times a week, starting out. And then all of a sudden, when I got ready to go get my daughter, take her to college and everything, that's when the enemy really came in strong. So she came to me and she basically said, do you have a plan? And I said, plan? What plan should I have? And she said, well, this was right before I was gonna leave to, get my daughter situated for college. This was in September. And I said, why would I need a plan? And she said, well, do you have a plan? How you gonna get back and forth to work when you come back from taking her to Chicago? And I said, no, I actually hadn't thought about that. So the day when she said this to me, I wasn't feeling the best. My head was hurting. I was trying to catch a cold or whatever. I was under the weather, and I was it sort of got me a little upset. Not much, but I was sort of upset a little because I'm thinking, all that I have to do, I'm having to do and having to face, and now all of a sudden you don't want to do what you said you were gonna do. So it's like, okay, well, that ain't even her problem. That ain't her problem that I ain't got a car, so that's okay. So I was looking at it in that way, well, put your big girl pants on, and that ain't her problem that you don't have a car. I was saying that to myself. And so anyway, the children are still gone, and so she, like I said, it was some day. Well, I think I can pick you up this day, but I don't know if I'll be able to pick you up that day. So I said, you know what? You don't have to pick me up no day. I said, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. I'll Uber, whatever I need to do. I just have to do it because I got to work. I got to pay you. So then she came back to me the next day, which was the day before I was going to be off. They let me be off at my job for a whole week and a day. So I went back. She come back to me. She apologized and said, I'm going to help you much as I can, blah, 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 blah. And she hugged me and told me, basically she was sort of apologizing to me for how she was acting the day before. And I said, well, I said, okay. And so then when I came back from taking my daughter, getting her situated in college, I don't spend all this money and had to rent a car, do this, do that. I had to do it, but I don't spend a lot of money. And so I wasn't expecting to come back and I had money, but I was sort of low, but I wasn't expecting to come back and, I wasn't expecting the Uber when I came back. So boy, did I get a surprise. And so when I came back, that's when she mentioned to me, she said, I can't help you anymore. We're going to have to, you're going to have to get back and forth to work the best way you can, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, they were still gone then. So I said, okay. So I was leaving out in the morning, Ubering. I made several videos about it. I was Ubering in the morning. I said, well, it's $20 to get to work, $20 get back, $40. So I was looking at $100 every week. And, actually, $200 then, because I had to Uber there and back home. Because, again, my children were not here. My son was not here. And so I was just doing the best I could. I'd give me something to eat in the evening, go to sleep, wake up, do it all over again. And so, but I was just like, I was a little taken back because I was like, wow, you know, I thought we were going to help each other. I'm helping you. I thought we were going to help each other. And I even told her, I said, you know, you need gas money, whatever you need, you know, I'm here for it. And she didn't want to do it. And I figured it out. The Holy Spirit revealed it to me. You know, she didn't like having the responsibility of picking me up, taking me to work and picking me up. She grew tired of that, which I would have too. You know, to be honest, I would have too. You know, that gets a little bit aggravating. You got to do that every day, and then you've worked all day, and then you got to go pick somebody else up from work, which our jobs were not close to each other. So, you know, I get all of that. I'm not mad or anything, but what I'm saying, my point of it all is that, you know, when you say you're gonna help somebody, that person is looking for you to help them. And help, like I told her, help is help. You know, help is whatever help you can provide. But you know, like I said, a lot of times people allow people to get in their ear. You know, they, you know, well, if that was me, but it's not you. That's what people say to other people, that God is using to bless somebody. Well, if it was me, you know, I wouldn't do that if it was me. But it's not you. It's not you. And excuse me. And God had to teach me the same thing. You know, we let people get in our ear and steer us wrong from their bad advice. You know, they think they got all the answers, and a lot of times people are jealous of you, and you can't even open your eyes up to realize it. You know, people can be jealous of you because you got somebody helping you with your rent, with your mortgage, you know, and they don't have any help. They struggling, you know, so they want you back so they can hear you. I mean, I'm serious, y'all. There's people like this. They want you back. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They want you back back in that place where you were saying, I don't know, I ain't got no money today. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may lose my house. I may lose my car. They want you back in that place so they can gloat off of, and it's people that gloat off of your bad shortcomings more than you realize it. They gloat off of you having a hard time, and they you know, they get something out of that. They like hearing that you are having a hard time and that you're not doing so well. They like that. They like it. And you thinking they listening to you and saying, am I in the right? Oh, it's the turn on. Okay. You thinking that they feeling sorry, or not feeling sorry, but you thinking that they're you know, they sympathizing with you, this, that, and the other, but they happy. You know, they happy because now the conversation don't switch. If, you know, when God bless you to get some help, they no longer hearing that, but they may be in that situation now. You know, they may be where they're, you know, having some issues with their finances. So I'm just trying to let you all know that I've been through enough. I'm 50-something years old, but I feel like sometimes I'm like 80 in my brain. Because I've been through some stuff. I know what it looked like. I know what it feel like when people are trying to turn people against people. Because I've had it done to me, so I recognize it when it's done to somebody else. But again, you know, we got to wake up and we got to realize that a lot of people that claim to be for us, they're not for us. They're actually against us. And that's people that you telling all your business to, and you complaining to them, and, you know, you thinking that they got your best interest in heart, and like I said, instead of you telling the person who was involved in the situation, you're going to tell somebody else about it, you know, and that's the person you need to be talking to. That's the person you need to be talking to. But again, you don't want to talk to that person because really it's nothing wrong. It's really nothing wrong. You just want something to complain about because everything else. And I'm just going to give y'all an example. While we've been living with her, I make sure we got our own supply of toilet tissue. I get groceries for me and my 2 children that's with me. I make sure we got food. I go in the kitchen, you know, cook stuff for us, whatever, cover it up. I clean up. I got my own little, you know, I got my own little supply of stuff. I make sure, leave the kitchen good. She don't have an ice maker on the thing, so I buy a bag of ice. I just make sure we got our own stuff, down to the garbage bags, the toilet tissue, soap, hygiene stuff. When we first moved in with her, I was, hold on, y'all be back. Hello, y'all, I'm back. After many minutes later, I'm back, hours later. So, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I know I was talking about the lady who we live with. So, yeah, it's been brought to my attention that we'll be finding us. We're actively seeking another place to live because I feel like the Lord gonna bless us to do just that. Because you know, like I said, a lot of times I'm guilty of it. I'm sure you all are too. But a lot of times we will go to God and we will ask God to open up a door for us, to bless us, to show us what He has for us. And when He shows it to us and He give it to us, you know, if it don't come the way we want it to come, when we don't like it. And I'm just going to be transparent here. So the lady who we live with, she was telling me, she was like, you know, I was praying, and me and her both were in I'm gonna just be honest, we were in desperado mode. You know, we were, Lord, please make a way. She was behind on her mortgage. I was needing a place to live, me and my 3 children and our dog. And I mean, we like I said, we had money. She didn't have money, but we had money, but we didn't have a place to live. You know, like a place, apartment or a house. We were in a hotel. We had covering. And so she was praying, I was praying, and so by way of this other lady, you know, at church, I've shared this before, you know, the lady said, okay, I know somebody, you know. So I really strongly feel that God was there. He answered the prayer, both our prayers. But again, when we allow people to get in our ear, when we, you know, I'm talking about her. When we allow people to get in our ear, we allow people to, you know, say different stuff to us, and I just don't think you should. And like, I think that's where I last left off at. You know, people are giving you bad advice, and they don't even know what they're supposed to be doing. They got struggles. We all do. They got struggles. They got shortcomings. They got this. They got that. But they feel some kind of way. They feel, you know, so strongly to tell you what you need to do for your life. And if God has told you, you know, that's like when God told me to bless the older gentleman with my late husband's car. I didn't have to go to nobody and ask them, could I do that? I didn't have to hash it over my head. God told me to do it, so I did it. You know, and my children, like I said, my youngest son, he said, Mama, if you had kept that car, you would have a car right now. I said, no, but that wasn't God's holy will. So by me, that's disobedience. That's disobedience, because, you know, and I wasn't even thinking about holding on to